Faith-based story. Title: Breaking Free from the Shadows. In the heart of a bustling metropolis, Sarah Mitchell lived an ordinary life with extraordinary dreams. She had a loving family, a modest apartment, and a stable job. However, a shadow had gradually crept into her life, and that shadow's name was self-pity. Sarah was unaware of the deadly nature of self-pity, as it whispered insidiously in her ear, "You are not appreciated." Sarah's journey into the realm of self-pity began with a promotion she didn't receive. She had worked tirelessly for her marketing agency, putting in extra hours and displaying unwavering commitment. She had watched her colleagues climb the corporate ladder while she seemed to be stuck on the lower rungs. One day, Sarah's boss, Daniel, called her into his office. She had butterflies in her stomach, convinced that her dedication was finally paying off. However, the promotion went to another colleague, and Sarah was left feeling defeated and unappreciated. Self-pity started to take root, whispering to Sarah that she was putting in all this effort for nothing. It told her that her hard work went unnoticed, that her dedication was in vain. She began to feel that she was worth less than her colleagues, and her enthusiasm for work dwindled. Sarah's journey with self-pity didn't end with her professional life. At home, she faced a different kind of struggle. Her mother, Lisa, had been diagnosed with a chronic illness, and Sarah became her primary caregiver. The weight of this responsibility felt overwhelming, and she watched her friends enjoying their lives, free from such burdens. One evening, as Sarah scrolled through social media, she saw pictures of her friends traveling, partying, and enjoying their carefree lives. Self-pity whispered again, "There's no hope for you. You're trapped in this situation, and life has dealt you an unfair hand." The sense of isolation and hopelessness grew stronger, and Sarah's life became a cycle of work, caregiving, and self-pity. She couldn't help but compare herself to her friends, feeling like she was missing out on life's adventures. Self-pity wasn't just affecting Sarah's relationship with herself but also eroding the connections she had with those she loved. Her self-pity convinced her that her friends, immersed in their own happy lives, didn't truly care about her struggles. She began to withdraw from social gatherings, distancing herself from the very people who could provide her with support. One day, Sarah received an invitation to a close friend's wedding. While the joyous occasion should have filled her with excitement, it only intensified her self-pity. As she watched her friend walk down the aisle, she thought, "No one cares about the struggles I'm facing." Sarah's self-pity fueled a growing resentment toward her friends for not understanding her situation. She began to interpret their well-intentioned advice as condescension and pity, further isolating herself from their support. It was during one of her visits to a support group for caregivers that Sarah received a much-needed wake-up call. The group provided a safe space for individuals facing similar challenges to share their experiences and provide each other with empathy and understanding. During a particularly emotional session, Sarah met Mark, a fellow caregiver who had been taking care of his elderly father for years. Mark had faced numerous hardships and setbacks, but his attitude was one of resilience and gratitude. He often quoted 1 Corinthians 10:24, "Let no one seek his own good, but the good of his neighbor." Sarah was struck by the stark contrast between her self-pity and Mark's selflessness. She couldn't help but admire his ability to find hope in the midst of adversity. His story served as a powerful reminder that self-pity, with its messages of hopelessness, was an impediment to living a fulfilling life. With Mark's influence, Sarah embarked on a journey to overcome self-pity. She began attending counseling sessions to address her feelings of unappreciation and unworthiness. Her therapist encouraged her to confront the negative self-talk that had taken root, reminding her of the power of positive affirmation and the need to silence self-pity's destructive whispers. Sarah also joined a support group specifically for individuals dealing with self-pity. Here, she met people from all walks of life, each sharing their stories of struggle and triumph. The group emphasized the importance of self-compassion and nurturing a positive attitude. They often referenced Psalm 34:18, "The Lord is near to the broken-hearted and saves the crushed in spirit." As Sarah began to implement the lessons she had learned from her therapy and support group, her attitude began to shift. She started practicing gratitude, reflecting on the things she was thankful for each day. She reached out to her friends, explaining her feelings and the challenges she was facing as her mother's caregiver. Much to her surprise, her friends responded with empathy and a renewed commitment to their friendship. As Sarah's journey to overcome self-pity continued, she found that life had more to offer than she had initially thought. She began to explore her passions, rekindling her love for painting, which she had abandoned in the depths of self-pity. Painting became her sanctuary, a place where she could express her emotions and find solace. She created a series of artworks that captured the complexities of her journey, from the depths of self-pity to the heights of gratitude. Her artwork became a reflection of her transformation and a source of inspiration for others. With her renewed attitude, Sarah's relationships with her friends and family flourished. She began to embrace the support and love that had always been there, realizing that her perception of being unappreciated had been a distorted lens through which she viewed the world. Sarah's transformation didn't stop at her own life, it had a ripple effect on those around her. She continued to attend the support group for caregivers, where she shared her journey of overcoming self-pity. Her story served as a source of inspiration and hope for others who were struggling with similar feelings of despair. One by one, members of the support group began to break free from the grip of self-pity, realizing that they could alter their lives by altering their attitudes. The group's dynamic shifted from one of shared hardship to one of shared strength and resilience. In the end, Sarah discovered that self-pity was a dangerous trap that could keep individuals mired in a cycle of negativity and despair. It was a relentless whisperer of hopelessness, convincing people that their struggles were insurmountable and that they were unappreciated. Sarah's journey, marked by her determination to confront self-pity, had brought her back to life. She had learned the importance of letting go of negative self-talk and embracing a more positive attitude. In doing so, she had not only rediscovered her own joy but had also become a source of inspiration for those around her. As she sat in her mother's room, holding her hand, Sarah knew that life's challenges were still present, but her attitude had been transformed. She understood that self-pity was a deadly adversary that could be defeated, and she was determined to live a life guided by 1 Corinthians 10:24, seeking the good of her neighbor and, most importantly, her own well-being. In the midst of her journey, Sarah found herself forming a deep and unexpected friendship with Mark, the caregiver she had met during a support group session. As they shared their experiences and the challenges they faced, their bond grew stronger, built on a foundation of empathy and mutual understanding. Mark became a pillar of support for Sarah, encouraging her on the path to overcoming self-pity. He often quoted Philippians 4:13, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me," reminding her that with faith and a positive attitude, they could face life's trials with unwavering resilience. The friendship between Sarah and Mark demonstrated the profound impact that the support and empathy of kindred spirits could have in the journey to overcome self-pity. Together, they faced life's challenges with renewed strength and optimism. As Sarah continued to transform her attitude, the relationship with her mother, Lisa, also underwent a remarkable change. The burden of caregiving had initially strained their connection, but as Sarah practiced self-compassion and gratitude, her approach to her mother's illness became more empathetic and patient. One day, while assisting Lisa with her daily routines, Sarah initiated a heartfelt conversation. She expressed her love and gratitude for her mother, acknowledging the strength and resilience that Lisa had demonstrated throughout her life, despite her illness. Lisa was deeply moved by her daughter's words, and they shared a powerful moment of reconciliation and understanding. The breakthrough in their relationship was a testament to the power of self-compassion and the transformation of an attitude. The shadows of self-pity no longer loomed over their relationship, allowing for a deeper connection built on love, empathy, and gratitude. As Sarah's journey continued, she became increasingly motivated to share her story with a wider audience. She began a blog where she chronicled her experiences, struggles, and triumphs in overcoming self-pity. Through her writing, she aimed to inspire others who were caught in the same cycle of negativity and hopelessness. The response to Sarah's blog was overwhelming. People from all walks of life reached out to express their own battles with self-pity and their desire to transform their attitudes. Sarah's message of hope and resilience resonated with her readers, offering them a lifeline to break free from the shadows that had once consumed their lives. Inspired by the transformation in her own life, Sarah initiated a gratitude project in her community. She encouraged individuals to share something they were grateful for each day and compile these messages into a gratitude journal. The project aimed to spread positivity and encourage a collective shift in attitude. The gratitude project quickly gained momentum, with people of all ages participating. The community was adorned with posters and messages of gratitude, fostering an atmosphere of appreciation and optimism. Sarah's commitment to the project became a symbol of hope and transformation within the town. As Sarah's attitude continued to evolve, she felt compelled to reconnect with her old friends, whom she had distanced herself from during the darkest days of self-pity. She reached out to them, sharing her journey and the changes she had undergone. To her surprise, her friends were not only understanding but also enthusiastic about rekindling their relationships. They had missed her presence and were inspired by the courage it took to confront self-pity. Sarah's efforts to repair and strengthen these connections reinforced her belief that attitudes could be transformed, even when relationships had been strained. One day, Sarah found herself in a situation that would have previously triggered self-pity. Her car had broken down on a rainy evening, leaving her stranded on the side of the road. Instead of falling into despair, she remembered the lessons she had learned on her journey and the countless Bible verses that had guided her, including Romans 12:2, which had emphasized the importance of a renewed mind. Sarah chose to see the situation as an opportunity to practice patience and gratitude. She felt grateful for the safety of her surroundings, for the kind stranger who offered assistance, and for the fact that she had overcome self-pity's grip on her life. As she continued her journey home in the tow truck, she marveled at how far she had come in her transformation. Self-pity was no longer a shadow that loomed over her life, but a memory of a time when she had chosen a different attitude. Sarah's story of overcoming self-pity became a powerful testament to the transformational power of attitude change. Her journey had started in a place of despair, where self-pity whispered insidiously that she was unappreciated and without hope. Yet, through perseverance, self-compassion, gratitude, and a steadfast commitment to altering her attitude, she had broken free from the shadows. Sarah's experience had not only transformed her life but also inspired those around her. Her message of hope and resilience had resonated with her community, encouraging others to embark on their own journeys of attitude change. She had demonstrated the profound impact that self-compassion and gratitude could have in nurturing a positive and renewed mindset. As Sarah sat on her porch, looking out at the world with a heart full of gratitude and optimism, she knew that self-pity was a formidable adversary, but one that could be defeated. Her journey had shown her that no matter how deep the shadows of despair, there was always a path toward the light of a renewed attitude, guided by faith, determination, and a heart filled with gratitude.